The first building I bought didn't have any depth. It was just an image of a building. Turned out it wasn't a building, just an art NFT. I was pretty disappointed until I sold it a week later for $3 million.
This is BOESCHLIT. Good morning, I'm Kurt Balderdash, and this is BOESCHLIT, your bi-weekly business and technology podcast that provides dependable traction without sacrificing fuel economy. But first, here's what's frosting our cinnamon rolls today. An outage at Amazon's cloud storage business AWS crippled not only Amazon, but other companies who use its services. No word yet on the cause of the outage, though Amazon founder Jeff Bezos was reportedly seen exiting a data center on his way to meet up with a giant mothership hovering somewhere over eastern Washington state. It was widely misreported that scientists have come up with a self-replicating frog-based robot, or Frogbot. What actually happened was the discovery of a new behavior of stem cells taken from a species of frog that swim around a petri dish, gathering up stray individual cells into larger groups. They don't actually reproduce, and they are not presently programmable. There are no robot-like characteristics beyond the novel Roomba-like behavior of vacuuming up the petri dish. There are no Frogbots about to take over the world. Remain calm and go back to your end-of-the-world Twitter feeds. Speaking of Twitter, Jack Dorsey resigned as CEO to pursue the Guinness World Book of Records for the longest goat beard. In 2016, Apple CEO Tim Cook signed a secret 5-year agreement with China worth an estimated $275 billion to sell out the United States economy by developing the Chinese economy. The agreement reportedly included a commitment from Apple to help boost China's economy through investments and looking the other way on slave labor and genocide. Gives one pause for future purchases, doesn't it? Just in time for Christmas. Looks like Nvidia's arm has fallen off. The $40 billion Nvidia acquisition of the UK chip design company ARM probably isn't going to happen. The Federal Trade Commission has sued to block U.S. chip supplier Nvidia's purchase attempt based upon Nvidia having too much power over rival chip companies that use ARM designs in their own products. The FTC's complaint alleges that the combined firm would have the means and incentive to reduce innovative next-generation technologies such as chips for data centers, driverless technology in cars, and potentially Frogbots. A couple months after Facebook changed its name to Meta, short for metaverse, Square has changed its name to Block, short for blockchain. No word yet on any similar plans by Dick's Sporting Goods. Virtual real estate, our favorite oxymoron, is on fire across the metaverses. In a single week in late November, several virtual worlds sold over $100 million worth of two-dimensional mathematical planes displayed as low-resolution surfaces and 1990s cartoon-style objects where goofy avatars walk around aimlessly trying to figure out why they're there. The newest virtual world is Eine kleine Schadenfreude, a German existential space with avatars that walk around aimlessly, poking fun at other avatars that are wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out why they're there. Chinese ride-sharing company DiDi, which is similar to Uber and Lyft, has been ordered by the Chinese Communist Party to delist from the New York Stock Exchange in what some have observed as the beginning of the end of Wall Street's love affair with China. The CCP is afraid that foreign ownership of Chinese companies could become a national security issue. By the way, the Chinese word for ironic is
讽刺的.
China has faced a slew of setbacks in 2021, including a power shortage, shipping delays, and now a major crisis in real estate. Analysts are also concerned about the CCP's enormous crackdown on tech firms and other private companies, which could signal the end of business as we've known it in China. From the BOESCHLIT Business Desk, I'm Anita Martini. China's largest real estate development company Evergrande defaulted recently on $1.2 billion worth of foreign bonds. The company is said to have debts exceeding $300 billion, and is not unique in the overbuilt Chinese real estate sector. The Chinese government, which has already dumped $188 billion into the real estate sector to prop it up, has intervened to dismantle Evergrande in an orderly fashion, by seizing the bodies of its employees and selling off their internal organs to cover the debt. Chinese market observer Alex Chen reports that the CCP's Central Leadership Committee has signaled they will be tightening regulations on private businesses. Alex, tell us about the future of doing business in China.
The party is about to be over in China. Well, except the Communist Party, which we all knew wouldn't let capitalism run forever. As parties go, the CCP serves watered-down booze and beats the waitstaff.
From the BOESCHLIT Eco Desk.
Virtual vegans are complaining about virtual meat in virtual worlds, and their complaints are going virtually ignored. From the BOESCHLIT Eco Desk, I'm Peter Dongle. As virtual online spaces become more popular, the variety of objects that can exist inside them grows exponentially. Among them is food. But not all users of these imaginary places are happy with these choices. Some wish to control what people can see, and near the top of that list is meat. I'm speaking with Anna Rexio of the International Vegan Coalition from her home in Ranticino, Italy.
There is no reason to have meat in a virtual world. It's not like people have to eat there to live.
But, if no one is consuming the meat, why would you care if it is there?
Because it sends the wrong message. That meat will be a part of the future. That meat will be accepted. It is not.
In other words, you object to the very idea of meat, no matter where it is or what form it takes.
Absolutely. It's barbaric and totally unnecessary.
Unnecessary, even though the human body was designed to eat meat, as you can tell by the shape of half of our teeth, and needs certain amino acids only available in meat products.
Porca miseria, those can be taken into the body by pills, and you can use your sharp teeth to bite down on them. There should be a choice for vegans not to see meat in virtual worlds. It's just that simple.
What about those who want the choice to see it?
Well, they've chosen the wrong choice. What people will speak for the animals?
Well, in a virtual world, I suppose the animals could speak for themselves. It's just a computer program that looks like a pig, but it could be a pig that is programmed to actually speak.
Really? And what should it say? Help! Don't eat me? And why pigs? What about cows and chickens?
Well, as you know, some animals are more equal than others. Thank you, Anna Rexio.
This is BOESCHLIT, as real as anything in the virtual world. Really.
Virtual real estate is making a huge splash in the tech world these days. Despite the Vulcan axiom, nothing unreal exists, obviously no Vulcan ever tried to buy virtual real estate in the metaverse. Today we have Bryce Canyon of the virtual world Ghost Town. Mr. Canyon, is this going to lead to a new era of solid financial activity, or will it just slowly fade away until someone literally pulls the plug?
It's very solid as stocks and bonds. Even now you can buy property in the metaverse and do with it pretty much what you want to.
Well, like what?
Well, you can put objects on it like buildings and plants, and lawn furniture.
You mean virtual things like virtual buildings?
Of course. But, just because a building is virtual doesn't mean it isn't real. It has width, height, color, texture, and if you make a mistake with how you buy it, it can have real consequences. For example, the first building I bought didn't have any depth. It was just an image of a building. Turned out it wasn't a building, just an art NFT. I was pretty disappointed until I sold it a week later for $3 million.
You sold an image of a building for $3 million? Not a real building, but a picture of one?
Yep, lots of people are selling things for big money.
But who is buying all this stuff?
Since it's anonymous, you never know. It could be a crypto millionaire or maybe Snoop Dogg, and someone just bought a small parcel of land next to his for $450,000.
But why?
I guess they think it'll go up in value.
What do people do with their property? Just wander around it?
Some buy and hold, some lease it out to someone else, or put up a building full of shops and then lease the shops out, or put up billboards advertising just about anything. Well, anything that's permitted by the virtual world. They're all a little different.
So there are rules on what you can do.
Yeah, it's like a basic entitlement. Some places may have additional restrictions on landowners, like CC&Rs or HOAs. It depends on what the regs say in the DAOs.
Is everything referred to in just acronyms? Are words now obsolete?
Oh, sorry. CC&R is covenant, code and restrictions, and HOA is homeowners association. Just like in the real world. DAO is decentralized autonomous organization. It's a group of members that adhere to a set of rules, and the members and everything that can exist in the DAOs is on a blockchain.
I'm lost. Is this like a block party?
No, a blockchain is a decentralized ledger. It keeps track of everything from cryptocurrencies to NFTs to DAOs. There are a number of different ones, each with different advantages and histories.
Oh, like a big database.
Better and safer. A distributed database that no one entity like a company can own, and is duplicated in thousands of places or nodes throughout the world and can't be changed once something has been added to the blockchain. No one node can force a change on all the other nodes, so hacking a single computer or even many of them won't do the hacker any good.
I see. Nope, I don't. But it works.
Yep, very well. You have big bank names like Visa and PayPal jumping on board, so that's an endorsement.
Will they offer mortgages on virtual real estate?
I don't know why not. Or at least commercial loans. I expect they are already working on their DApp.
Is that a fancy virtual reality suit?
No, it means decentralized application. It's a program that runs on a blockchain, and therefore doesn't live on a single computer. That program can transact in cryptocurrencies, or it can transfer ownership of properties like land or other kinds of NFTs, and execute things called smart contracts.
What are those?
Essentially, a smart contract is a program that runs on a blockchain that codifies contractual obligations among two or more parties. If you think about it, software and legal contracts have a lot in common, and this idea actually goes back to the mid-90s.
If I own land in a virtual world or metaverse, what happens if the metaverse goes out of business?
Once something is on the blockchain, it will last forever.
Will my land?
In theory, but not in practice. If the DAO's DApp shuts down, then nothing will happen in that world. It mostly just stops. You may still own land in something, but you can't do anything with it. Not even see it.
It'll be virtual real estate. Seems pretty speculative.
It is, but there's a lot of money to be made this way. I guess it's a millennial or Gen Z way of looking at things.
It appears so. Older people probably won't have a clue how this works. For example, if someone buys land for hundreds of thousands of real dollars, and the metaverse that it's in closes shop, they're screwed.
Pretty much.
I take it that virtual land can appreciate in value as well as drop.
Oh, yes, but right now it's all going sky high because it's new and only so much of it exists. They are using scarcity to sell it. Eventually, prices will settle down.
Or crash.
But that hasn't happened yet.
Yet. That's my acronym. Youth ending in tears. And finally, Toyota plans to charge a subscription to owners of its cars to use the key fob to lock and unlock them. You buy all the hardware that provides these functions, but you are prevented from using it without a subscription. So what's next? It'll be unclear what it is that you actually bought. Just because it has 4 wheels doesn't mean they will actually turn. Maybe after you buy a Camry or 4Runner and drive it home, you'll get a text message from Toyota informing you that if you want to unlock and open the doors to exit the vehicle, this may be a good time to begin your Toyota Total Egress subscription. As cars and trucks get more electronic crap in them, They will no longer be a machine you own to drive around with. They will become a moving customer experience pod that can only transport users from A to B and will be connected to maintenance and information services, entertainment, and your wallet. If car companies want people to stop buying them, they've certainly figured out a great way to do it. That's all for now. Join us again next time. Different day, same BOESCHLIT. Frogbots!